Join the movement online.
Lines out. Hard scoots just in front of his tail.
That is an absolute beauty.
This is what we come to the Seychelles for. Big dog-tooth tuna like this. Beauty. Just look at this. Fantastic fish. Of an area that's not getting a lot of fishing pressure, because these are one of the first fish that'll start to disappear. We're at Nosy Bay in Madagascar, and we've come here on a special mission. We're actually coming to identify a new species of kingfish. That's the primary plan anyway. There's a direct flight now from South Africa on Air Links straight to Nosy Bay, and we've joined the crew of Madagascar. Madagascar Adventures. The boat that we're on is called Maki Cat, and they're going to take us up exploring the islands north of this area. And there's a kingfish that I caught a couple of years ago that we took photos of, and we've sent them around. We couldn't identify the fish, and no one's been able to help us. So we figured out that it could be a new species, and we're going to come and see if we can get another one. I've brought a marine scientist with me. I've got Dr. Paul Cowley, one of the most respected scientists in South Africa. So if we do catch this fish, he's on board to check it out and verify it. We're going to just travel up to the Mitsya Islands, Cape San Sebastian. We're going to fish quite light because it's not one of the huge kingfish. We're going to target basically the Trevally family and see if we can get this guy in amongst them. Hopefully we'll catch it and maybe describe a new species to science, but if we don't, we're going to have a damn good time anyway. We've been battling a bit to get a bite on top here. I dropped one of those little storm jigs down and let it go deep. It looks like I've got a little bluefin trevally. That's a nice way to get started. Pretty, huh? Okay. All right, well, there we go. We've got a beautiful little bluefin trevally. It's Caranx melampygus. He's one of the prettier of the trevally group, and so he's actually a member of our target genus. The fish we're searching for is also a Caranx, but not this species. So at least we're in the zone. We're catching the right family of fish, and And he's a beautiful little guy. We're just gonna let him go. Obviously very different to what we're looking for, because he's got those bright blue colors, and the fish we're looking for hasn't got any real markings like that at all. But it's a start. We're getting into the zone. Good pull.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, what Paul's caught here is another member of the Trevally family. It's one of the ones that's reasonably common inshore in South Africa, especially in northern KZN. And that's the green spot kingfish, also known as a brassy. So this guy, quite easy to identify. He's got that very silver spot right on the top of his gill plate over there. And he always has that. And then he has a white trailing edge. If you look on the anal fin, running all the way down, and on the back of the bottom lobe of the tail fin, he's got white. And then very often he has a little bit of yellow as well. Very similar to the fish that we're looking for, but doesn't grow as big.
Okay, so what we're doing is just taking a little fin clip, just a little piece of material from which we can extract DNA, which confirms firstly the identification of the fish. But what we're also looking at is, I'm collaborating with a student from Yale University in the States who's doing the whole phylogeny of this genus of fish. So she's also going to be part of our mission to find the elusive slender GT, and she's collecting genetic samples from all the species of the genus Carinx.
One of the amazing things about this part of Madagascar is the geological rock formations that one gets. You can see in the background over here something reasonably unique to this part of the world. You basically got these columns of rock, which are, if you look at them, they're kind of hexagonal in cross section. I believe that that occurs when you get lava that dries really slowly and sets slowly, and it kind of cracks into almost a crystallized form. So I think they're called basalt columns, and it's something that I haven't seen anywhere else in Africa. I understand that you do get them in places like Ireland and Japan and various places around the world, but for Africa this is pretty unique. And they call this the organ pipes, because these rock columns kind of do look very much like a whole stack of organ pipes. It's really something different and quite spectacular. Yesterday we sailed up from Nosy Bay area of Madagascar up to the Mitsya Islands. It took us about 5 hours to get there. We did a little bit of fishing around and caught a couple of trevallies, and then went into a safe mooring area. Today we've weighed anchor at first light, and we're carrying on up north along the Madagascar western sort of mainland and heading for an area called Cape San Sebastian. We should get there about lunchtime today, and that's the area that we're actually hoping to get to. It's where I caught that fish before, and feeling quite confident that if we get there we'll have a good chance of finding that fish. So we're hoping, lots of positive thoughts today, and got a long sail ahead of us. On. There we go. What you on there, Paul? A little jig. That's him. We've come across a little shallow shelf out in the ocean and tried dropping a few lures down. I went down with a soft plastic on a jig and well, got eaten off by a cooter very, very quickly. So those king mackerel got sharp teeth, snipped it off. Paul's been going down with a little storm metal jig and he's got something on here.
So this is a baby GT, carrying signobolus. This is now the third of the carrying species that we caught. Still waiting for the elusive slender GT. But anyway, we're getting closer. Okay, what I'm going to do is also just taking a little clip from this one. Okay, so I just want to get a measurement quickly. Which goes into a little tube which has ethanol inside, so it will preserve the tissue for later DNA extraction. And each vial is obviously uniquely numbered, so we can link it back to the individual fish.
Drop that jig down, and instead of a sort of a speed jigging retrieve, I actually used the slower, sort of the micro jigging retrieve. Looks like I've got a reef species of some sort here, coral groupers. Bring him round to the back and have a look at him. That's okay. This guy is what we call a coral grouper, and I suspect that this one is actually the red phase of the black saddled coral grouper. You can actually see, if you look carefully at it, it's sort of little darker saddles on the back. He's a very aggressive predator. You can actually see, if you look at his mouth, he's got big canine type teeth, and he basically hunts just above the reef, feeding on a lot of reef species, and he eats quite big prey, including other grouper species. So smaller rock cod, this guy will pounce on and eat, and for that reason they often carriers of Ciguatera poisoning, because you get a buildup of toxins from the fish that eat the corals. Now, one of the things I like about that particular member of the grouper family is that they're very hardy. That, you know, unlike the other groupers that stay right at the bottom, they don't blow as easily, they don't get barotrauma, the swim bladder doesn't expand when you bring him up. So he recovers very well, swims down with no problem. Been fishing around some shoals of fusiliers which were up on the surface, and there'd been some big GTs and queen mackerel smashing the fusiliers. So we're throwing stick baits and poppers around those, and a little way off there was a little mixed school of torpedo scads and bonito also sort of feeding on the top. And while we were spinning around the fusilier shoals, we actually saw the bonnies and torpedo scads getting busted and smashing. So we raced across there and threw our lures, assuming that it was GTs again. And I didn't have a pull, and in frustration I just started pulling my stick bait back quite fast, skipping it along the top to just see if I couldn't raise a bit of activity. And sure enough, there's just this big dark shape materialized behind my lure and came right in under the boat, and it was a sailfish. And I was shouting to Paul saying, hey, check the sailfish. And he was throwing a popper. Next thing, another sailie came onto his popper. So there was a little pack of them, and they came and milled around the boat. We actually threw a few different lures, changed lures, tried a few things, and they were very interested. And they were coming out just the tip of the bill, sort of fencing with the lure, just tapping. And I actually had one grab I had a little chisel plug, a little 2-ounce chisel plug, and he actually grabbed it and pulled it under. And when I struck to set the hook, it just came out. Unfortunately, the hook point didn't find a spot. But really exciting stuff, you know, to be casting lures at free swimming sailfish. It's not like we teased them up or anything, around the boat, and with that clear water, to be able to see into the water and see the fish and how he reacts to your lure and everything. Just amazing stuff. Really, really exciting, and one of the highlights of the day for sure. Catch a sailie the easy way. We're still on the little Trevally and the little Saragossa 6000. The wind's blowing a bit, the water surface is quite chopped up, and we've been seeing sailfish all over the place, feeding on the top. And they seem to be getting small little bait balls together that they're kind of working on and feeding on. We've tried casting at a few of them, and it's been a little bit frustrating. They've been very, very focused on what they're actually eating, and they haven't sort of turned away and had a look at our lures at all. So what I've done is, with my little spinning rod, my little Trevally, I'll just put a little chisel plug out the back to actually the perfect speed that this boat goes, just to pull that, and it's looking very enticing, skipping along at the back there. I think a sailie's going to come and eat it, and I'm going to have a fantastic time fishing for saillie on my little spinning rig. Come on, eat it, man. Eat it. He's interested. Come on. A little bit of a suspicious fish, but he came and played with it for a while. Get one just now. Get one that's a little more aggressive. Go, drive. Stefan, you must drive, please. We're going to run out of water, yeah? I actually saw him eat it. Came off. Oh man. He's on pulls. Oh. Oh, you're on? Okay, keep going, keep going. Off. Well, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's so many sailies here. They're coming up on the lures. They're coming up on the lures the whole time. They're not 100% aggressive. They're sort of fencing with them and tapping them with the bills quite a lot. And they've grabbed them a couple of times. We've been on for a few seconds. It's just got to be a matter of time before one gobbles it. Just need one hungry, aggressive fish. There we go. Oh, jeez. No. Hang on. Okay. Okay, now you can stop. Yeah. Double header. Oh no. Yee, mine is burning string, eh? Okay. Can you start to back up? Is it possible? Jeez, it took ages for this one to come on. Paul was on with one, and it was a pack attack. So far, so good. He's been on for a while. He's done some spectacular jumps. So obviously, but lovely to tangle with a bullfish. A little Sargasso 6000 Shimano Trevally S 6'6" rod. So right in the middle of fighting mice earlier, we've got him nice and close to the boat now. Another one just started free jumping 100 meters that way. It's just amazing, like Sailey mayhem out here. But it amazes me the pressure you can put on these little Trevally rods. Oh, he's a big Sailey too, huh? Nothing wrong with that chap. Yes, please. Okay, don't take him out. Let's just move this out the way. So. Okay. All right, so we're just giving this guy a little bit of recovery, yeah? He's kicking his tail a little bit. We'll let him go in a second. But, yeah, beautiful. Here we go. Off he goes. Oh yes, that's absolutely fantastic. Getting a nice big Sailey like that on the light gear. I wasn't spinning for him. I was actually trialing my little chisel plug. There's so many Sailies in the area and it was just a matter of time before it happened. I'm thrilled that's made my trip for sure. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get the kingfish species that we were after. We came up, we searched around, we caught a bunch of other species of kingfish. We had a ball with the sailfish. We've had a brilliant time on Maki Cat. It's just a beautiful boat. It's so comfortable. Federico, our chef, just prepared the most delicious meals for us. The crew is so friendly. It's just been an incredible week. And all I can say is that it's fired me up to come right back here and come and complete this mission. So we're going to come again. We'll come and find that fish. But I'm not sniffing at the experience we've just had. We've had the most fun you could possibly have with all the sailfish, the kingies, the variety of grouper, and it's been brilliant. So thank you so much to Madagascar Adventures and Maki Cat, and we will be back soon and we'll do this thing, we'll wrap it up.